Hello all, as we continue doing various things on the NodeMCU, let us come to the analog part. So basically, as we discussed in the earlier videos, and the NodeMCU board has only one analog pin, which is A0, which is what we are showing here. So this particular pin can be provided the external voltage based on our requirement. Like example, you can connect a temperature sensor and read that analog value, and then do the processing internally, whatever, and you can output on serial port or you can output on a display, whatever we want. Okay, so now what we are doing here is we are basically reading the analog voltage, a continuous varying voltage. Now this analog pin on NodeMCU supports two kinds of rates. One is the external voltage which we are talking now, and also it can read the system voltage. So what do you mean by system voltage is basically for this NodeMCU board we are giving 3.3 volts, right, which is the system voltage for this. So the value of this voltage can be read by this analog pin. You need not connect anything externally. Okay, we just need to change the mode to read to the system voltage, and then the NodeMCU reads it. So two kinds of analog reads. One is system voltage and the other one is the external voltage. So first we will talk about the external voltage, and then we'll go to the system voltage. Now if you see here, this is a simple circuit diagram with a potentiometer where one end of the potentiometer is connected to 3.3 volts and the other end is connected to the ground, and the middle terminal is connected to the A0. So when you change the port, the value reflects across A0 and it can be read by the analog section of that microcontroller, which we basically do it in the code. So a very simple thing, right? Now let us look at the code. If you see here, this is the simple code to read the analog value over a pin. So again, to output, we are just setting the baud rate here, and then while printing the serial port, what we are doing is we are doing analog read of A0. Analog read, as you see here, is a inbuilt function which returns integer value by taking the input pin as a function. So this is a inbuilt Arduino function. So like how we are using the pin write, digital write, pin mode, all these, right? Similarly, analog read is a inbuilt function. So by just giving the pin, this returns the integer value read over the um, pin. So correspondingly, this value which is read, which is given out on the serial port, corresponds to the voltage that is coming on the pin. So very simple thing. Okay, let us try to dump this. Okay, so we are not doing anything, just reading and pushing. Now first point. In the first experiment, what we are going to do is we are not connecting any analog voltage. So we are just leaving the pin open. We haven't connected any potentiometer. A0 is left open and we are just trying to read the voltage. Okay, let us see what happens. So we are just trying to dump the code and it is dumped. Now let us go to the serial port, serial monitor, and if you see here, it is just reading a very low value, which is invalid value, which we can say basically is a noise which comes on that pin. Because that pin is open, we haven't terminated with either ground or supply, so there would be definitely some fluctuation. So that is being read, which is a very low value. This is invalid value because it doesn't actually correspond to any analog value. Now what we'll do is, on the board we'll connect the potentiometer and try to see try to vary the potentiometer and see what values we are reading here. Okay, as we talked earlier, this is the configuration So this is the potentiometer which we talked, and then one end of the potentiometer is going to the ground, and the other end is going to the VCC, which is 3.3, and the middle one we are just bringing in closer. You can see A0. So this is connected to the analog pin, and we have just retained the old LED as is. We haven't removed it, so don't be confused with that LED. So this is how a potentiometer is connected. Now let us go back to the Arduino IDE and see what is being read there. Okay, so we are here, and you can see the serial port reads 6160. So we are just trying to rotate the port. You can see it reads a higher value, and then we are reducing the port value. Okay, we are rotating in the reverse direction where the voltage that is coming to the pin gets reduced, and you can see it got reduced. So a very simple thing, right? Reading the analog. Now if you are having an external sensor, it is the same way. Only major point here, we are just experimenting to see how the analog value is changing. When you want to have some temperature sensor or something, based on the value that you read here, we are going to map it to the actual temperature, and then display the data. So that's the major difference. When a real sensor comes into picture, we have to map these values, whatever are coming, at least section of values, to the real world value which is coming. So that's the difference that comes when you use an actual sensor and then do the things. So hope we made it clear. Please post if you have any questions. Thank you.